not so much, too much of the dysfunction, but you know what I'm saying? Like just having the family come together, seeing us have a good time, because I don't care. We may have a lot of trauma, we may have a lot of triggers, but when this family of mine gets together, we know how to have a good time. How has your taste in women evolved through your life? Well, let's see. I've been romantically involved with girls since I was probably about, let's call it 7 or 8, right? No. I have to go back. I have to go back even further to Cuba. 5 years old, me and this white girl named Heather. You wore no shoes, no socks outside. As far as I know, she was a Flintstone. There used to be this little, like, I don't know, not a gazebo or nothing, but this thing in our apartment. It's crazy how you remember shit at 5, but we used to hide behind this thing. These doors used to go back and forth, and we would just kiss. That was it, you know what I'm saying, packing the shit. I don't know, then again, I don't know what I was doing. I'm very well, might have been tongue, who knows? But I mean, back then, so I was into women who didn't wear shoes and socks, and had dirty ass feet. So there's that to start it off. Elementary school, yeah. I mean, you know, girls used to have the what do they call barrettes in their hair. Yeah, you know, young. You know what I'm saying? I was afraid of women. I mean, I say women. I was afraid of girls. I did it to fit in. I was dating girls. I was having girlfriends to fit in. I know what the fuck I was doing. No fucking clue what I was doing when it came to girls. And you know what I'm saying? So like, here I am in 5th grade. I'm new to Virginia. We just moved there from Maryland. You know, my dad had got stationed in Norfolk now, back again to Norfolk. I would learn that was like there, I don't know how many times they got stationed in Norfolk, but yeah, so he went to, you know, so I ended up going to school in Suffolk. Shout out to everybody back home. 757 Suffolk, Florence Bowser Elementary, what's up? You know what I mean? T-Dot, you remember? That's where I met you. Yeah, that's where I met you. So, but like, so we're there, go through the whole school year. I was the weird kid, number one. He used to talk to himself in class, sing random ass songs, didn't realize people were listening. I'm sure if you've been following the shows, you've heard me tell that story before. But by the end of the year, there was this tall girl, right? Her name was, if I'm not mistaken, I believe her name was Desiree McDonald. She was tall, obviously back then, because you know us boys, you don't get your growth spurt until like middle school, high school. But Desiree had some height on her. You know what I'm saying? She was towering over me, but it was one of those things, man. Like, oh, you know, you got like the hood bros in the class talking about, hey man, why don't you go talk to her or some shit like, I don't know, she like me, you know, shit like that, right? And you know, so I just agreed to it, not because I wanted to, but because I wanted to fit in. I was people pleasing, even back then, you know what I'm saying, at an early age. But I mean, as far as what I liked, you know, there was this other girl in our class, right? I think she moved back and forth from Canada to Virginia. I don't know if her dad was military or whatever it was, you know, divorced and all that stuff. But she used to live in our neighborhood, and I used to crush hard on her. And she was tall as well. I mean, as most girls are at that age in 5th grade. But she was mixed, I believe. I just know, I remember her skin tone, man. Her skin tone was something I had never seen before. And it was Alicia. Her name was Alicia. I forget her last name, but her name was Alicia. And she's pretty, you know what I mean? She's like a real pretty girl. And, you know, it was weird. It was like somebody's birthday party. I don't know if it was probably Renata. I think it was Renata's birthday party. And, you know, that's back when all kids used to hang outside. And one time, they came to, it was like was a gang of them. It was like Alicia, I think Renata, and some other girls, maybe even Dink and Carmen, and might even been T-Dot, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. But they was walking around passing invites out to, you know, like boys in the neighborhood to go to this birthday party. And my mother, to this day, I still remember, she was like, which one of y'all like my son or whatever? I'm like, oh, you did not say that to her. But yeah, she said that to them. But yeah, I was, you know, I didn't know how to express no fucking feelings and shit like that. I just thought a girl was pretty. Didn't have no game, wasn't nobody trying to talk to nobody. I wouldn't know what the fuck to say. You know, just fear. And then I learned comedy. Comedy, I felt like, was my way to get girls, if you will. But I would learn that would be detrimental to my, you know, demise later on in life, trying to do that so much. You know, it's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. Having a sense of humor, there's nothing wrong with that, but nobody respects the clown. You know what I mean? Nobody respects the court jester. So yeah, so that's 5th grade, right? So we move into 6th grade. 6th grade, I am talking to one of my friends, still we're friends to this day. And it was one of those situations where it's people pleasing. It's Carmen, you know, I think Carmen was, Carmen. We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave Carmen, right? And Carmen was pretty, you know what I mean? I just didn't know how to, I didn't know how to be I'm in the 6th grade. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, period. I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But we did the whole thing. Like Cedric Entertainer got that stand up where you talk about, you know, like you sleep, you know, I'm on the phone. You're on the phone just asking if each other sleep, what you watching, nothing. You don't know how to communicate. It's just, why you holding up your mama's phone is really what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, for that, tall, very sophisticated. Carmen was very, very intelligent, you know what I'm saying? She was about her business and books. That's one thing I can say about a lot of the girls that we went to school with. They didn't play about their school. There was some dumbasses in there for sure that wasn't doing much of anything but getting us all in trouble together. And we were all there because we was acting like dumbasses too. I dumbed myself down in 6th grade. But, you know, I'll be honest, like that middle school shit, really didn't know what the fuck was going on, you know, as far as like girls go. My self-esteem was low as fuck. I didn't think anybody noticed me. I really didn't pick up, like I say, understanding that I was attractive to girls, and you know, in my school until about 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. There was a group that was out right then. It was called Imagine, and there was one of the lead singers was called one of the singers in the group was called Alameda, right? And a lot of girls, you know, back then was like, you look just like Alameda in Imagine. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, cool, great. You know, I'm hating on the dude or anything. I think that's, or whatever, cool. You think I look like some kind of singer or whatnot. But, you know, then I was into, I would say, girls who were athletic. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything about, you know, masculine energy, feminine energy back then. All I knew was that I had to be a nice guy. I had to treat the girls right. So, you know what I'm saying, as far as like carrying myself in that manner. And so yeah, so 8th grade rolls around. 8th grade is where I had like my first really true heartbreak, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And me and the athletic girl, you know what I'm saying, it just didn't pan out for us. But that was my reason for listening to Drew Hill's album, Enter the Drew, 10 times over, on tape, for that matter, on tape, not CD, it was on tape. And, you know, into that year, I meet this other girl, right? And this one is like very, you know, she went through her ugly girl phase, but I didn't know her then. You know, this is what I was told to me when I first met her, right? But, you know what I'm saying? She had, you know, braces. I think she had just gotten her braces off. And, you know what I'm saying, just started really recognizing that guys liked her. So she started dressing kind of provocative, but she had a thing for me. And, you know, this is where I'm like, I'm starting to feel myself a little bit. I'm hanging around certain type of guys in my neighborhood that carry off a little swag, you know what I'm saying? So that shit is starting to rub off on me. And I'm starting to act. This is where my acting starts. This is where I started to learn how to act like I had confidence and act like I was hot shit, if you will, and a little bit more confident than I had displayed in previous, like, in years in middle school. And sure enough, I get with her, and it's a phone relationship because we ain't got no motherfucking rides, and nobody was taking nobody over each other's houses during the summer, so she did her thing, I did mine, and whatnot. And high school comes around, still together. Now we're exposed to a new variety of people in our lives. You combine these middle schools and then you got these high schools. So now through the years, at this point, like in ninth grade, I'm like, yo, let me holler at, I'm like I said, I'm kind of feeling myself a little bit because now we're in high school. We're starting to dress a little bit more adult, if you will. Ladies for sure. Good God. In our high school, man, talking about cleavage, titties, asses. Hard to concentrate. Definitely was hard to concentrate in school, but in this relationship, and you're little, you think you got everything figured out, and I'm just kids, man. Don't taking each other too seriously, talking about my man, my girl, all this bullshit, you know what I mean? And sure enough, man, like, there was light skin and very, I would say, promiscuous, if you will. May not been fucking, but at least Carrot did. Like the bravado as if you were doing that. And same thing on our end, thinking that, we hot shit and whatnot, carrying ourselves like we fucking. I was too afraid. I thought that as soon as I kissed a fucking girl, I was gonna get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was into, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was into the loud girls. The ones that clap their hands and all this other shit, do all this, you know what I'm saying? I was into, that was attractive back then. I thought that was something to have, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know, that's just how it was. I mean, that was just the thing to do around us back then. That's just how personalities were, right? And then, then talking to the girls that are like pretty much in the church, and I got checked by my then girlfriend who was like in the church, and I think I tried to either touch her titty or touch her ass. She decked me. I'll never forget that shit. We was at her house messing around in the kitchen, and sure enough, yeah, I tried to be fresh. She clocked my ass, man. But it's young, being adventurous and all that stuff. But it wasn't, nothing too offensive, if you will. It's just one of those things that got the young boys being young boys, just trying to figure out how far they can go with a young lady. And so time goes, so I'm saying time goes on. Let's get out of high school, right? And let's go into like Air Force days, right? In Air Force, I was into short, like I said, short women, thick thighs, right? And mesmerized, like rotund ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, yeah. And in personality was like, still funny. Got that motherly vibe, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your boyfriend and all that stuff, and almost treat him as if he's your son. You don't realize this shit when you're a kid. Like when you're young, you know what I'm saying? That's not the way to be. At least not long term. To be to even come off as like a son to a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the one of the biggest turnoffs that a man could ever do. So my young boys watching this, do not allow yourself to carry yourself like a son to a woman. It will not go well in the long run. I'm letting you know that shit right the fuck now. Do not carry yourself like a son to a woman. You have to lead. But getting back to through the years, tasting women. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like growing up, it was nothing but, we had white girls in the school. We were like probably predominantly black and white, sprinkles of Asian and Latina, but it's just all we did. It's just black girls back then. I didn't really think that any other race was attracted to me. Again, I didn't really believe that, my own race was attracted to me. I thought they wanted to go for more like the guys that had the Jordans and the shit. It was just low self-esteem, right? And so I took whatever I could get. and then like when you start to get older and become an adult, you start feeling yourself just a little bit. And so yeah, I was just into, like I said, the short girls, thick asses, thick thighs, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, the universe would have it so that I moved to the city of Miami, all right, in my early 20s. And Miami was fun. Miami was an adventure. A lot of different, lot of dating, you know what I'm saying, done down there. Still didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no structure. I had looks. I had confidence, but there was no structure. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a common theme throughout this whole monologue is I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no structure. This shit was never taught to me. I was never taught love, you know what I'm saying, in a healthy way. So I had to I did the best that I could with what I knew, And so like doing that, you know what I'm saying, like being out there, there were, short thighs, short women with thick thighs. I'm trying to think who else, like being out there. Yeah, no, I take it back. It was one, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no discrimination really, as far as size goes. I've been with women that were considered to be obese, not morbidly, but, got some weight on them. You know what I'm saying? Then I've been to kind of slimmer. I've been with slimmer women, dating wise. And then giants, that's one thing. Yeah, I was dating this one girl. She was 6'6", dead ass. I love a challenge. I love the challenge. Back then, I had just gotten back from the desert and my heart was shattered by a situation, that same situation I talked about, about being in the desert and then girlfriend wasn't picking up the fucking phone. But not entitled to anything, but when you're young, you get the point. But like Miami just had, again, I realized that Latin women were into me. You know what I'm saying? And just being around there, who I lived around, and being around my best friend who was also Latin, that's what, that's where the dating was, you know what I'm saying? So I was seeing the differences in cultures out there. And, but the taste in it, I can honestly say that throughout all that dating, I was simply just chasing my mother. You know what I'm saying? I was chasing the nurturing of my mother. And it's one of those things where like you get so grown, you carry yourself so well that your mother doesn't feel like maybe your mother feels like you don't need her. You know what I'm saying? And that could be anything further from the truth. Because I mean, as long as you're here, I need to know what you know, because you've been here longer than me. So you have information you can pass on to me. There's the way that a mother can love a son will dictate how he treats everybody else initially until he figures it out, like through therapy and shit like that. So there was a lot of mistreatment, you know what I'm saying, of women's hearts, as far as like how I was carrying myself then, and still learning as I go through life, if you will. But all in all, I was just chasing my mom's. And, I didn't realize it until later on in life, when obviously you go to therapy and all that stuff. And it was just trying I was finding parts of my mother I didn't necessarily care for inside some of the women that I was dating. And then I was looking for parts that even my mother didn't have. It's just like trying to replay childhood and repair childhood rather through people. And that's what happens when you fall for the idea of somebody, because you have it in your idea like, okay, so they look the part, now I just need them to act the part. It's like being a director in a movie, you know what I'm saying? But that's not how real life works. Real life is you have to learn how to love somebody. And learning to love somebody doesn't mean they're going to fit this idea that you have of them, because you may not fit the idea that they have of you. And because it's not how it's supposed to be. it's meant for us to learn how to love one another. So, so I would talk to, yeah, looking back at my life, majority of those girls, especially like high school, and I was into women that had masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't displaying it. I was like, I would turn into a little kid when I would get with the women that, I was talking to, like, like through the years. And it was like moth to a flame, heading towards women that had that masculine energy, which I feel that, like my mother had to display based off the, circumstances or whatever that life had brought in her. You know what I mean? So we just tried to replay, we're trying to rebuild our childhood back, And so it took some time, but my taste in women shifted when I started to love myself better. And that's not to say that these women were trash or anything like that. I don't want to give off that impression. But what I'm saying is that, when you love yourself more, you attract your taste in women, or men, it changes, it shifts, when you start to love yourself a little bit better. And once I started, operating more in my masculine when it came to women, I would attract different types of women, right? And I would learn to say no to certain personalities in my life. I wouldn't allow them, I wouldn't allow myself to build a relationship when I know that I'm not going to want to be with somebody who treats me like a son. You know what I'm saying? Or tries to take the lead all the damn time, challenges everything you fucking do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not for that shit. I'm so not for that shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, through the years, there's been there's been a lot of personalities I've come across, right? And I've enjoyed most of them. I've enjoyed most of the interactions and learned a lot. I believe we all learned a lot from one another. But there's, I just so happened to come across some toxic personalities, you know what I'm saying? Some women that we were trauma bonds, if you will. And we taught each other some things, we triggered each other, and we're not together now for a reason. And looking back, it makes all the sense in the world. But just like the intellectuals, I've dated the intellectuals, I've dated prissy, I've dated bougie, I've dated round the way girls, women that are down to earth, women that they don't necessarily try to complicate things. I've dated women that are afraid of confrontation. That's that's kind of difficult because you don't really know how they ever feel. And at the same token, I've been that too. But that's like the triggering part of being with somebody that reminds you of your parents. You're just afraid that abandonment, like if you say how you feel or something like that, then you're afraid they're going to leave. But I mean, that's a fear that you got to face, but you don't know that, when you're in it, when you're triggered and you're traumatized on some shit, man, you just turn back into that little kid right then and there in that moment, man. No matter how old you are, whether you're 5 or you're fucking 38, you'll go right back to when that trauma hit, and you won't realize that you're acting just like you did at that age of trauma. But, like I said, through the years, the taste has gone from like being with, women that don't value you, and you were just trying to fit in and try to live up to their, like the way, trying to live for them, putting women on pedestals, to now dating women that actually value you. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. It's a difference in appearance. There's a difference in conversations. There's a difference in how one carries oneself. You know what I'm saying? And just grateful for being able to recognize those things. But all in all, through the years, I'm grateful for those memories of, the time spent. We were supposed to be in each other's lives to teach each other when we did. And then the universe said, time to move the fuck on and go ruin somebody else's life. I'm totally messing, but we just had our time. We had our time, and we'll see what happens. Mine's on, a lot of goals that are gonna change. I feel like gonna change the world. but first got to change myself. But that is a little bit of the evolution of what I feel is like my taste in women through the years. What would be the perfect getaway for you to escape life's challenges? Okay, so perfect getaway, right? If it looks anything like the Maldives, Bora Bora, hell, Ocho Rios look good too. You know what I'm saying? But like going away by private jet, right? Private jet, no one knows. You know what I'm saying? Just go to like a local airport. Veer off, you know what I'm saying, into the friendly skies. Maybe have a young lady join me for some Mile High Club, you dig? Have a pilot. But like going to a deserted island, Wi-Fi, because I gotta work. I'll still be working on like from content of some sort, maybe vlogging it, drinks, not a lot, you know what I'm saying, just enough. Seltzers, doesn't matter what flavor it is, they all taste the same to me, but they get you to the same destination as far as alcohol goes. Fireball, maybe some vodka, you know what I'm saying, depending on what kind of chaser you got. If it's football season, definitely football on. Sit on the beach, read some books. Really just vibe, man. Take in silence, breathing exercises, and just live. What you once like didn't pay attention to when you were younger. Like I used to live by the beach when I was in the Air Force, and I went there all of 3 times when I lived at, you know what I'm saying, like at Hurlburt Field. But now, man, I would love to just sit by, you know what I'm saying, the beach, read, to no end, and just soaking up so much knowledge, man. It's funny what you find to be entertaining and where you find peace as you get older versus when you were younger. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point it was like trying to keep up with the latest fashion, keeping up with the latest music, latest wrestling, whatever. And now I find solitude to be the entertainment for me. You know, finding peace within and just, not projecting, doing my best to not project any of my insecurities onto anybody. So like that perfect getaway, like a steak, nice sirloin, you know what I'm saying, medium rare, a nice steak sauce, gotta have a nice sauce, all right? So I have the steak sauce, nice size, some mashed potatoes or gravy. I don't want no fucking greens, I want no veggies, man. Not on my getaway. Nope, no veggies on my getaway. Coconut drinks, maybe some fresh fruit, you know what I'm saying, off a tree or something. Shades, you know, looking right. The gym is right by me. You know, gotta hit the gym at some point in time. Just watching nature, right? Being able to watch dolphins, you know, just move through the water. Whatever other mammals are out there in the fucking water. Just like being able to fish. That's another peaceful thing too. I gotta learn how to fish too. A little bit more than what I know now, you know what I'm saying? But like those things, that to me is like the perfect getaway. Music, you know what I'm saying? Vibing to some classics. Y'all can keep whatever the hell's on the radio right now. I don't play radio, to be honest. I really don't play the radio. I stick to what I grew up on. I stick to what my parents played in the house and the stuff I learned along the way. But I can't get down. I'm not getting down with what the hell's being played. That's no knock on any artists, you know what I'm saying, that I may in a future interview or whatever. But I don't feel it. I don't feel what's being played. But you know what I'm saying? Perfect getaway. Tattoo artist is nearby, getting sleeved up. That's the plan, you know what I'm saying? That's that'll be coming in the next episode or whatever, like my goals or whatever for next year. Tattoos, yeah, definitely tattoos. That's the plan, to do that. So just gonna look just a little bit different, maybe menacing, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Just, but no, just seriously, just having a good time, like getting tatted up, getting inked up. Yeah, I mean, it really ain't much to this one. Just sit back, cool out with, you know, some people that I value. Just having a good time, making laughs. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to be much, man. You know, it's just enough, just to have enough money to get away when I want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to buy the block up or nothing like that. But being able to just leave everything and just roll out on a private jet and, you know what I'm saying, and just land somewhere, you know, on an island and just vibe. That's it, yo. So, I mean, that's, to me, that's my idea of the perfect getaway to escape, you know, life's troubles. If you had to live in a holiday movie, which one would you choose? You know, there's so many that I saw growing up that I kind of saw myself in. I definitely don't want to be in Home Alone because I don't want to be abandoned by my parents like that twice. What the fuck is going on? Jingle All the Way. I don't want to have that either. So, like, for me, and this movie is synonymous with my family in particular. I think that Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, would be the holiday movie that I would want to live in. Like, having the family come together and everything goes to shit. You know, like, it's just the traumas, the triggers, they all come out, but we all get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see Clark do his best to try to have the perfect family Christmas. And the more he tried to be perfect, the more imperfect he found out that he was. And I love that because you can just embrace the imperfections, right? At the same time, still laugh at the wild shit that be going on. You know what I'm saying? And it just looked like so much fun that they were having. I'm sure, like, on set, that shit had to be hilarious. I'm sure they didn't know that that movie was gonna be what it was, but I mean, for my family, man, that's one of the most watched Christmas movies in our family is, you know, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, going out to look for a Christmas tree together. I would love to do some family shit like that. Do you think our family would do it? Probably not. Probably not. We're not gonna do no shit like that. But I thought it would be cool, like, to just do family oriented things like such as that. Like the lights being on the house, that bill had to be wild. That light bill had to be fucking wild. You know what I'm saying? He had lights everywhere and it was just really, really bright. I mean, you had a man that just wanted to do right by his family, you know what I'm saying, and build a pool for the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to have a pool in the house and wanted to fly everybody down with his Christmas bonus. But it didn't work out that way. You know what I'm saying? Boss decided to cut Christmas bonuses. He was dependent upon that. That's that entitlement shit. You know what I'm saying? But it just got that cousin. You know what I'm saying? You got cousins that, like, you really don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? But at the same weird way, they look out for you. You know what I mean? And like, seeing that, I could just relate to a lot. Not so much, too much of the dysfunction. But, you know what I'm saying, like, just having the family come together, seeing us have a good time, because I don't care. We may have a lot of trauma, we may have a lot of triggers, but when this family of mine gets together, we know how to have a good time. Whether that's dancing, whether that's playing spades, whether that's playing Uno, cheating in spades. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting around, just laughing, just finding reasons to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Watching the kids grow up, watching, you know what I'm saying, like your younger cousins grow up and then they have kids. It's a thing of beauty to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to have had, like, again, like that Christmas Vacation. That's one movie I would love to live in. And like going out doing things in the snow with the kids. Just all of us just being family. And, you know, Christmas Vacation, like I said, is toxic and dysfunctional as that shit was. I just thought that it's really cool that they're going through all this shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, despite how fucked up, you know, shit can get in the house, we still find ways to band together and do it as a family. And I believe that's really what it's all about. Like, looking back at things and saying, man, you know, we really fucked that up. But we did have each other, and that's really all that matters. I'm learning that more and more, you know what I'm saying, as far as time, you know, progresses, just to be able to appreciate the present moment with people, because you just never know how long they're going to be here, or yourself for that matter. But yeah, Christmas Vacation is one of those movies, man, that I just will forever treasure and cherish. You know what I'm saying, because of how things because of how my family adored it, you know, at least me, my brother, and my mom, you know what I'm saying? It's like my mom's favorite Christmas movie, so we tend to watch that quite often. And yeah, I mean, they just have a zany ass time. A lot of lines in that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, get to see the 80s fashion and all of that. The sweaters look like the Cosby sweaters. The Blackhawks jersey, the Chicago Bears jacket, you know what I'm saying, like from the 80s. It was, you know, it's nostalgic. Yeah, I would love to live that Christmas movie, having a Christmas Vacation. I mean, it's one thing of talking about it, but just like, you know, trying to work to live that and have, you know, like a nice Christmas with the family for, you know, even if it's just one time. That one time and we've had, and to be honest, we've had that. We've had a few Christmases, man, where it's like, damn, we had a real fucking good time together. A lot of laughs, you know what I'm saying? Because I told you, like, my family, because of the pain that we all suffered and grew up in, we're hilarious. You know what I'm saying? The people that suffer the most are the funniest ones in the world. You know what I'm saying? Going through so much pain, it's how it's a defense mechanism and how we deflect and deal with shit in our own way. I mean, you're not really dealing with your emotions, you're deflecting, but it's funny as hell, you know what I'm saying? And those of us that have suffered, you know what I'm saying, that have been through a lot of pain, can relate the fact of like being, you know what I'm saying, funny, using humor to kind of deal with and trying to mask pain. And, you know, there comes a time where you just got to deal with the shit. And, you know, you live and learn, right? I think that this may be the last show before Christmas. So what I wanted to do now is just say, first off, thank you to everybody that's taking time to watch these videos, man. There's so much work that goes into it, you have no idea. So I really do appreciate those of you that do take time to watch the video all the way through. You know what I'm saying? But even you guys that, if you made it this far and you've clicked through videos before, I appreciate just, you know, taking time to click on it, watch it, hit like, comment, whatever you do, subscribe. But I just want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, you know what I'm saying? Obviously be safe, drink right, you know what I'm saying? Forgive everybody, you know what I'm saying, as soon as possible. You're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you, so that you can have peace of mind. But yeah, from Romy Mac here, J.E.T.Sense and Ask Rome YouTube series, just wanted to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas.